Houston Texans and the New York Football Giants. I will go to Adam last on this one because it is his team. I want to give him the final take on this one. When this hit 4, I broke my fingers getting this into the account. Hey, look, if you want to move this thing 1.5 because Brandon Cooks is back out there practicing and so is Nico Collins, by all means, go to town. Like, I am glad that you decided that was so important, that the disgruntled receiver that didn't want to play last week because he didn't get traded, and Nico Collins, the rookie, catching passes from Davis Mills was worth a point or 1.5, depending on which book you look at. But when this thing got to 4, Giants was in the account with the quickness. Look, we've talked ad nauseum about how poor this Texans run defense is. And this Giants team coming out of a bye, with the way Saquon's playing, they are going to run all over the Texans all day long. And by the way, I've said this 1,000 times on this podcast, I think Brian Daboll's sharp. I actually think he's a good coach. And so this is the first Brian Daboll out of a bye game. And I think it will probably see some good things come out of this Giants offense. And I think we'll probably see some good things come out of this Giants defense coming out of a bye. We know Kenny Golladay is going to be back out there for whatever that's worth. At least it's another body out on the field for Daniel Jones to throw to. So again, Steven, I mean, I get it. If you want to tell me smoke and mirrors on this Giants team down the line, that's fine. They're playing the team that is 32nd in my power ratings, the dead last team that cannot defend the run, which is something the Giants do exceptionally well.
I was actually across the bridge in Indiana taking our son to a playground with my wife, and then we went out to dinner. And as we were getting ready to go, the number popped on Giants -4. And I said, "Excuse me, honey, would you mind go taking our son Ace to the playground here for a minute?" And I sat my butt down on a bench, and I got my Giants bet in as quick as possible too. So yeah, I'm with you here. I thought the line went too far. This was 7 at start, and adjusting 3 points was way too much for me, in my opinion. I know the early sharp money was on the Texans here, but I echo what you said about Brian Daboll. He is a god, and this is still a top 10 offense by EPA with the Giants. I think they are not as good as their record. I think their metrics and the other units on the field will echo that, but we're still talking about the Houston Texans here. So I thought 4 was a good number here. I think anything under 6 is a fair number here for the Giants, and this line movement has gone too far.
Adam, your New York Football Giants are headed to the playoffs. Your New York Football Giants are headed to cashing my over on my alt win total. So for that I made preseason as well. And now here they come out of a bye with the Houston Texans coming to town, and we're seeing the line move against them. The disrespect, Adam.
The line's moving the right way.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Here we go.
Traitor.
Here we go.
I'm not betting the Texans. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
That being said, 7 at the beginning was far too many points. 6 was far too many points. 5 is becoming reasonable. 4 might be an overcorrection, but I'm still not willing to bet the Giants at more than a field goal for this reason. In fact, there are 2 reasons that factor into this. They are 22nd in non-garbage time defensive EPA per play. They are 24th in both rush DVOA and pass DVOA. And Xavier McKinney decided to use his bye week to get into an ATV, and we don't know if he was driving or not, but he rolled it over, broke his hand, and the Giants starting safety is out. Why is that important? He is the defensive play caller for this New York Giants team. So, yes, they've had a bye week to adjust to that. I think the play, if I like anything here, is over. Because I think both teams are going to be able to run the ball. We know the Giants are going to be able to run the ball. That much is clear. I mean, that part of your handicap makes all the sense in the world. That being said, I think Houston's going to be able to run the ball too against the Giants. This is not a team that has been highly effective in stopping the run. Yes, some of that you have to factor in. They didn't have Leonard Williams for a few weeks, and he makes a big difference to the middle of that defense. And so I'll give you that. But do I feel comfortable at more than a field goal with a Giants team that has been winning everything close? I don't feel great about it, but this total is so low that I have a very hard time thinking that the Houston defense and the Giants defense are going to be keeping anyone below 40.5.
Yeah, still several 40.5s available out there. There are some 41s that are starting to pop. So some people thinking along the same lines as you, but there are still some 40.5s out there. So be sure and shop around on this one. I like the Giants a ton. Going to be, not only is it already in the account, it's going to be a contest play for me, all of that. I understand. I do think the Texans will be able to move the ball on the ground as well, but they're so incredibly one-dimensional with Davis Mills at quarterback. And I just don't know if there's any sort of big play happening for this team outside of a couple of splash runs.